Tom Lumb, a Greater Manchester Police firearms whistleblower who has spoken out to warn of the danger of piss-poor police vetting for firearms, has been found to have been unfairly bullied out of the police force, according to a tribunal. Lumb had worked for Derbyshire Police for some 15 years before joining the firearms unit at Greater Manchester Police in a civilian role. He spoke out about how shocked he was at the poor standards of the unit in its system for reviewing the backgrounds of gun licence applicants, as well as existing licence holders. He claimed that over an 18-month period he witnessed colleagues fail to carry out basic checks, including on names and addresses, which would potentially unearth domestic violence reports or police intelligence linking individuals to organised crime. He says he also saw important information being missed through inadequate searches on telephone records, as well as GP letters which could contain important mental health information, not being added to an individual's file for vetting purposes. Now, in case you were not aware, this is exactly the kind of lax, not giving a shit attitude that saw 22-year-old Jake Davison have his shotgun returned to him by Devon and Cornwall Police, even after his mother had referred him to the counter-terrorism programme called Prevent. Davison's weapon was handed back to him just weeks before he went on to kill his own mother and 4 other innocent people, before turning the gun on himself. Now, it seems like maybe the police want there to be incidents such as this to encourage people to continue to be scared, whilst more and more powers are given to the police. Lumb told the tribunal that he often saw one of his colleagues running his own business from his mobile phone during his shift. He said, when you first see it, you think, oh, it's a mistake, and then that mistake keeps getting repeated. Eventually, you get to the stage where the house is on fire, you're shouting fire, and nobody is listening. Lumb said he tried to warn his supervisor in 2017, but nothing changed, other than he was then the target of bullying from colleagues. This bullying is said to have led to Lumb being signed off work, but when he returned, he was told that his assignment to the unit had been terminated, with one manager claiming he was creating unrest. Lumb then took legal action against the force, but found himself unable to get another job in the police in the 4 years it took until the tribunal process concluded this month. Employment judge Liz Ord concluded that Mr Lumb's disclosures to his superiors in October 2017 qualified as whistleblowing, after an earlier tribunal found he had been unfairly dismissed and mistreated by colleagues. Mr Lumb said it was the one job where you felt like you're actually making a difference to people's lives and you're actively keeping people safe, adding, unfortunately there are rotten apples in every department, and the department I was in happened to have a large amount. David Ward of Black's Solicitors, who represented Tom Lumb, said the tribunal accepted that there was a really negative atmosphere in the office and relations were not good. That was also accepted by Greater Manchester Police. I would say it was bordering on dysfunctional. Now, of course, Greater Manchester Police used the common line of no comments due to ongoing proceedings to get themselves out of replying. But this right here, Tom Lumb, is the kind of person we should be getting behind. Police tend to have this concern that if they whistleblow they will lose their job and be outcast, but what they fail to understand is that we, the public, want people like that to speak out in order to help identify these areas of concern in the police forces. And I, for one, wholly support police who come forward for the good of the police service and the good of the public and reveal these problems so that we can highlight them and the relevant authorities can take action on them. I remember a cop once, towards the start of COVID, I think it was, over in the USA, he made some YouTube videos telling people what he thought of the actions being taken by police. Absolutely the right thing to do, but he was fired for it. However, the public support he got was immense. I believe he was offered jobs and people sent him donations, all kinds of stuff. Now, obviously, I don't want police to whistleblow for donations. That defeats the object of whistleblowing. We need police who have a moral compass and actually have integrity to speak up, even if anonymously, to highlight these issues which not so long ago saw 5 people die at the hands of a mentally unstable person in Plymouth. But even more than firearms unit whistleblowers, we need people in all areas of policing to speak up and step forward and to do the right thing. That includes stepping in when a colleague is breaking the law, having a word in their ear if they are letting emotion control them in certain situations. I mean, if you really want the public on side with the police, it's not the public who has to change, it's the police. Well done, Tom Lumb. I have more respect for you as a person than I have for the entire police service as an organisation.